Do you make excuses for your mistakes? I have. And I do at certain times when I shouldn't. Sometimes it's all required is that you just say, I made a mistake. Like right now, when I'm trying to record and I make a mistake, it's okay. I just got to keep rolling. What things in your life that you do that you're prideful about, that you make a mistake and you let it make a complete stop in your life? Those things don't have to happen. In fact, when you lose momentum, you lose the opportunity to continue to improve. Getting started can be almost one of the hardest things that you could ever do. So when you make a mistake, don't stop. Assess your situation and continue to move forward. Utilize it as momentum to drive you to be even further in your advancement. Your opportunity is solely lined up for what it is that you're taking, the actions that you're doing, who it is that you want to be should be defined by the actions that you're taking. And if they're not, then that's your opportunity. Start assessing your opportunities. Start assessing the things that you're doing. Do they line up with the person that you want to be remembered as? I want to thank you for joining us at the Man Up and Own It podcast, where we look at opportunities and situations that men are facing that they can use to become better in their lives. And today I'm joined with one of my best friends, Craig Riccelli.
How's it going, Chris?
I'm great. We made it through that.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I get tongue-tied.
It's getting later in the day, so.
Yeah, but we make it through. We make actions and decisions for what we need to get through it. Hey, I know you really well. I've known you for a while, but those people out there don't know you. So give them a little insight.
All right, so I'm Craig Riccelli. I've been a master jeweler for 20 years, semi-pro mountain biker. What else can I put in here?
He's an amazing dad.
A father of a 11-year-old girl, married for 15 years. Been with her for 20 next month.
That in its own right there should deserve an award.
I built everything from hot rods to houses to what, you name it. Kind of jack of all trades almost.
Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot from him. So I met Craig when I became a jeweler's apprentice. And I just had this whim of like, I want to learn how to make jewelry.
And our interview went for, what, 2 hours, 3 hours?
My daughter at the time was very young, and she ran around the sales floor doing cartwheels, and the salespeople were like staring at us as we're doing this interview. Yeah. And we're like it's like we had known each other for a long time. How many people out there have known someone for a short amount of time, but it feels like they've known them forever?
Yeah, that's... So one thing I'm really good at with conversations is getting people to open up. Mm-hmm. So making people comfortable when they talk to me. And I think it stems from just, I was the youngest out of 4 boys. I had to learn how to use my words to get what I needed.
Yeah, because you're the last one, right?
Yeah, it was either that or I got beat up, so...
Yeah, definitely an interesting. I like to talk, so having someone that likes to prompt questions is kind of addicting. But so growing up as the youngest of 4 boys, what were the difficulties that you see now as an adult that stem from your childhood?
Oh, man. I was exposed to everything at a young age. So having 3 older brothers, being the youngest, boys have testosterone. So as they get older...
They did in the past.
They did in the past. As they get older, they want to watch things they shouldn't. Well, when you're the youngest, you get to watch the same things they did. Mm-hmm. So you get exposed to some stuff in your life that kind of shouldn't have been there.
And now it's almost even more prevalent thanks to our media and the lacks of morals and values that our society
Yeah.
carries.
With media, with every website on there,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be exposed to this stuff just by going online.
Yeah.
And it's causing, I think, in our society a lack of manhood, I guess.
It's definitely skewing the line of like what actually manhood is.
Yeah. Most people are getting exposed at a young age. They're not getting help for it. They don't know that they were, for lack of a word, sexually abused as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not abuse, but it's being exposed too young.
Yeah, it's like it's mental abuse at
Yeah.
that point. Like
So-
I know when they look at like child abuse, it isn't just tied to physical altercations. It's also mental and verbal abuse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And also being the youngest out of 4 boys, I got beat up a lot. I didn't find out this was a problem until I actually saw a therapist.
Interesting.
So, when you're getting beat up by your brothers over and over again, that's apparently abuse.
Yeah. I mean, when it becomes a normalized thing, right? It's kind of abusive. Now, would you say that your ability to withstand the punishment helped you do certain things, like your mountain biking, for example?
Oh, yeah. So being able to go through all this stuff in my life, going through therapy, going through everything that I did, built the base I needed to accomplish the things I needed now. So with mountain biking, I mean, you get to a cliffside that you're going to jump off of. Say it's a 10-foot drop. I mean, you got to be able to withstand some abuse.
That's crazy. I don't know if you all ever dropped off of with the mountain bike on anything, but I did this little hill and I ended up scorpioning over. That was not a fun time.
It was a good time.
Good for you.
Well, one thing I love about mountain biking is it's a lot about life.
Yep.
So you're climbing up a hill, you're going down a hill, you're hitting different sections. Each section has a turn this way and that way. There's big rocks coming. You don't know what to expect. So you're learning how to get through each situation as you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's life.
And then there's also the old people that you got to hit the bell for to get them out of the road. Those people exist not only in your driving life, but also on the mountain bike.
Yeah. So I bought this thing. It's called Timber Bell. Timber Bell, you're welcome for this. You can turn it on and off so the bell doesn't drive you crazy the whole time.
Just when there's old people in your way. But no, I think it's real interesting that we have the ability to relate and compare things like mountain biking or exercise, sports to our everyday life. What would you say that is your biggest takeaway from doing mountain biking into your everyday life?
It's learning how to deal with problems and situations. Same thing. You're coming up to a section that scares the shit out of you. You don't know what to do. You stop, you look at it, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to walk down this. Or you could ride down it. Maybe you're not ready. So you're going to go work on your skills. You're going to get a little bit better. And next time you hit it, maybe you'll ride down it. Maybe you won't. But then you're going to go work on your skills some more.
Now, when you work on your skills, do you track it?
I track some of it, yeah, but not all of it.
How do you go about tracking your progress, whether it be in mountain biking or like as a jeweler?
It's goal setting.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Setting up goals. Like with mountain biking, I have a Garmin. Tracks everything I do. Big Brother's watching me 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah. So I can track how fast I'm going. I can see if I'm faster on this section than I was last time. So I have those certain sections that I ride all the time. I want to try to beat my time on it. And if I can beat that time, I know I'm getting faster. So And I got some sections I've done so many times, I can't beat the time anymore. I'm getting old.
Hey, this is a testament to all the men out there that might be older. You can still do stuff, but unfortunately, our bodies aren't as effective as they used to be. So take advantage of your health right now. My friend here actually went on his own health journey.
Oh, yeah.
How many pant sizes did we drop?
We went from a 42 to a 34.
A 34, a 42 to a 34. And granted, that didn't happen overnight. That was a process, right?
It's been a long process. It's been an amazing journey. I've been working out, doing all this stuff for so long, and I never had a lot of progress. And then we started working out, and everything I knew was gone. None of it worked. So in the next 5 years of my life, I've developed more muscle, just less pain, just better all around in every aspect. And it's insane that in 5 years I could do a better job in an older age than I did in my 20s.
Yeah, once we understand how to do something to get a specific result that we want, then the sky's the limits.
And the fun time was trying to figure out all the problems around my injuries.
Absolutely.
Problems that I had.
That's what I mean. Like it wasn't just a walk in the park for you.
No.
Like you had bone cancer in your hand and we had to train legs for like 6 months.
Yeah.
It felt like.
I got a tumor in my hand. I pretty much learned to train you for a little bit. And then once as we figured out what was going to happen, we started adjusting the training.
Absolutely.
And they pulled the tumor out of my hand. I couldn't use it for 6 months.
We did a lot of leg presses.
And go down the list of injuries I've had, but I don't want to bore everybody. But don't stop because it hurts. You need to find what you can do to make it work.
I think that's a very good statement. Like what it is that you can do. Oftentimes people will say all the reasons why they can't versus the reasons why they should or why they could.
Yeah. And most people say they can't because they haven't grown enough. They haven't suffered enough.
Absolutely.
So at some point in your life, you're going to hit a wall and you're going to say, you know what, fuck it. I got to do something. And if you haven't hit that yet, you haven't suffered enough.
Absolutely.
And to the people that want to hit that wall, don't wait. Like, why?
Well, I think
Start doing it now.
it becomes realistic with yourself, right?
Yeah, that's the realism kicks in and you realize you have to get something done, but too many people wait too long. Like, why wait till you get cancer? Why not do something now to prevent the cancer? But unfortunately, most people will wait till they get cancer.
Right. Or diabetes or some chronic health condition that literally stops their life from being able to function.
Yep.
And then they're left trying to make up ground or put out fires instead of move forward.
Oh, yeah.
We live in a worst case scenario society. I think one of the coolest things, though, about your fitness journey is that your example that you're setting for your family and the standards of living that you're having is now starting to transfer into your wife.
Yeah, so I took my wife in to work out one time 20 years ago. And I was doing these insane leg days. If you ever saw these, you would tell me I was an idiot. I'm the dumbest person ever. This is why I'm injured. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, I'll just do a quarter of it with her. Well, she couldn't even get out of bed. Like her abs hurt after a leg day. So bad. She was never wanted to go to the gym with me, never wanted to do anything again. So, I ruined her for the gym. Completely. She never wanted to go to the gym again. And then because I've been training with you for so long now, and you've helped me learn how to train others, and just the knowledge that I have now through you. And I have an obsessive personality, so I love knowledge. I'm out researching all kinds of stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to sit down and actually train my wife in the gym. And she's enjoying it.
And everyone's enjoying it.
Yeah. And so I did leg day with her today.
Mm-hmm.
We got done. She told me that her ass hurt really bad.
Dun, dun, dun.
But the good part about this is it's in the everything that hurt where she wanted it to.
Absolutely.
Because I know how to do it now.
Yep.
And you taught me that.
Well, I mean, that's the goal, right? So when we have information and it's something that we've had value in, it's our responsibility to pass that on to the people that we care about and the ones that want to learn it.
Yeah, and the next best part is now I've developed the good habit.
Mm-hmm.
Now my wife's getting the good habit. Now my daughter is going to see this. She's 11. She's starting to want to eat healthier.
What, no more chicken nuggets?
That's going to be a hard one to break. Chicken nuggets. She's a chipaholic.
Yeah, but those habits are starting to change, though.
Yeah. So now she wants to eat her proteins. She wants to have her vegetables because that's what we're eating all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, she asked me the other day, when can I go to the gym?
Bam. Bam. You know, I think that's probably one of the greatest moments as a father, or at least one that's physically fit and appreciates it.
Yep.
The minute that your child is like asking to go and be healthy also.
Yep. And that's really when I found out my wife was pregnant is when I got big into mountain biking.
Mm.
I started racing. I started doing everything. I started getting healthier because I wanted to be better. I stopped drinking. I stopped everything. I did a lot of drugs when I was in my 20s. I drank more than anybody should humanly possibly ever do. All of it went away because I didn't want her to see it.
Mm.
I didn't want her to be exposed to any of that stuff. So I wanted her to be exposed to a healthy living life. So I started exercising and doing things, and I wanted to be a good role model for her.
Mm-hmm.
They say, kids learn 80% from your actions.
Absolutely.
So if I can be the perfect husband, the perfect man in my eyes, then she's going to have a really hard time finding a man.
Mm-hmm. or the man that she finds has qualities about him that will put her into success into her future.
Yeah. That's the point, is finding the right people. You don't want them, when you're young, we all did it. We all dated the worst people that were for us. But if you can change it a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and they'll learn that, no, this isn't what I want.
Well,
this is what I do.
It goes back to what we had talked about with standards. Like, you're setting a standard of living for the family.
Oh, yeah.
And without that, then they're left to figure it all out on their own. And because you are a good role model in the family, you're leading, because that's what men do. We're leaders in the family. Then your wife is secure now. Your wife feels safe. So now she can start building on herself. Now your daughter is like, wow, I see greatness out of my parents. I want to be great too.
Yep. Yeah, and then they can start going after their dreams and figuring out what they want to do. And you can help them figure that out in their own way. One of the things that always drives me nuts with parents from back when I was younger, I don't know how much it happens now, is the drive to make your kids do what you want.
Mm-hmm. Living vicariously through your children.
Yeah. Why? Like, don't knock out down their dreams. Just talk to them, figure out what they want to do, support them, learn the difference between, their everything they want to do. If they want to be an astronaut or a ninja, support it. There's a ninja school out there you can send them to. It's for kids. They could totally have fun. I kind of want to go do it.
Can we go back to being like 12 and 15 again?
Yeah.
We want to do ninja school.
But this is one of those things. You can go do a ninja school. They're going to learn some cool stuff
Yep.
that's going to help them in the future.
I reflect on that with Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And I did so many things in Boy Scouts. And someone asked me at one point, like, did you think that you would use all that stuff? And I was like, no. But honestly, now when I reflect back on it, I'm like, dang, I use a lot of those things that I learned in Scouts. Maybe not directly,
Yep.
but indirectly, it's relative to like how we live our everyday life.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a big religious person, but I do think there's a place for church
Mm-hmm.
and things like that because it helps teach morals.
Absolutely.
People need morals. People need values. People need these things in their life so they can set their goals. If they don't have morals and values, how can you set a goal for what you want to do? Because you don't even know who you are at that point.
Absolutely. Like one of the things that I remember heavily about Boy Scouts was the campfires. And everybody would gather around at the end and we would all do skits. We would all do these like plays or things that would be teaching each other something.
Huh.
And it's interesting how we have dismissed the idea of entertainment actually teaching us things.
You can blame social media on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that interaction with people is where you learn. You don't learn it from somebody texting or answering your comments or sending you a DM. It's that one-on-one or a group, and having people perform to teach you something makes it entertainment plus educational.
Absolutely. And that keeps the attention.
Yeah.
And that's the most valuable thing our society has right now is attention and where you place that attention. So like earlier you had said that you get obsessive over finding information.
Yeah.
I don't know if those were the exact words, but that's one thing I admire about you is you're always learning. You're always seeking wisdom.
Yep.
Now, can you tell the audience how that has benefited you in your life?
So my wife has told me I'm the all-knowing master of nothing.
I would agree.
So it's benefits in so many ways. If you're constantly learning, you're learning about things you want to do, things that are important to you. And you're not just learning the basics. You're trying to absorb that subject.
Mm-hmm.
So like with fitness, I get obsessive over a body part. Like I want to work out my legs and that's all I want to do. And we did that for a while because I was injured, but then I can dive into the next body part to get obsessive over that. And then I can go into the next one and the next one. And it keeps me in the gym. And it keeps me going.
Mm-hmm. Keeps that momentum.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like right now I'm studying abs. Never dove into abs ever in my life. I hate doing them. But if I can get obsessive over it, then I'm going to like it.
Would you say that your ability to transition helps with curbing the effect of burnout?
Yes. Yeah, because if you're just sitting on the same subject all the time, you're going to burn out on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that's going to stop the burnout no matter what. You can't sit in one spot and just do that all the time. That's why the 9 to 5 sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so many people do it. You're sitting in the same spot, doing the same thing constantly over and over again. Well, find a way to make it better. Mm-hmm. Like one of the things, like what I do now is I authenticate jewelry. It's a constant different pieces coming at me. Mm-hmm. So it's not always the same, although I'm sitting in front of a computer all day. Kind of drives me nuts. But it's also easy. So I can sit there. I can recover from all the other crap I do all the time. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I'm done with work, I'm right back at all the things I love doing.
Mm-hmm. And you have the opportunity to consume information while you're doing a mindless task.
Oh, yeah. So I'm constantly listening to books, self-help books, you name it. I got books on every subject now going. I'm big supporter of self-help, to self-improvement. If you're not improving yourself, you're not improving your life. and you will never have a happy life without it.
No, you're absolutely right. It's like a loss of purpose, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have purpose, then where are you headed?
Well, and this dives into your love life, your work life, your personal life with family, friends, social media, you name it. If you're constantly bettering yourself, all those relationships will get better.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, if you get too far into it, you're going to better yourself so much that other people will get jealous.
Well, is it jealousy, or is it they don't understand how to communicate anymore?
They don't understand most of the time,
You know,
because they're not doing the self-help.
absolutely.
So they think you're being arrogant,
Mm-hmm.
full of yourself, all sorts of different things like that. But in the end, you're working on yourself, which betters the rest of your life.
There's a motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, and he talked about if you want to increase your personal value, then you have to improve your status to the marketplace. And just like you had said, the more personal development that you do, how do you talk to people? How do you communicate? How do you dress? Because that sends a message. How do you take care of your body? Like all of these things start changing your value to the marketplace.
Who was it? I heard this the other day. I think it was Emerson said, "What you do speaks so loud that I can't hear what you say."
Yep. I like that. I saw that when you put that up. I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And then it made me reflect on myself.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a cool thing about our friendship, I would say, is we have these conversations and I'm like, all right, that was a good point. What am I doing? Or I see something like that. I'm like, oh shit. Am I doing the stuff that speaks for me?
Yeah. And it's your actions. It's what you say has more meaning behind it than what you're actually saying.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell me all day that I'm the coolest guy in the world, but if in your head you're thinking he's a douche, then those words are meaningless.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's the foundation of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
The minute you have that self-doubt in there, then all of a sudden there's a crack in your foundation. And the more that you build on it and the more that you put on it, sooner or later, that crack in the foundation now has your house imploding.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was freaking out the other day because I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. And we had a nice conversation. And it got me to stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
Because I had self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was good enough. And it hits at everybody at any moment, anytime. Having the circle of friends around that support you is a big plus. I mean, I turned 23 and dropped all my friends because all of them were, for lack of a better word, worthless. Mm-hmm. They wanted to drink and party, do drugs, all that stuff. I still have one friend from that time. And he didn't drink, he didn't party.
He fit the narrative of who it is that you want to be.
Yeah. So, and you still have your alcohol here and there. And I was in my 20s, so we still partied here and there, but not every night.
You started to make that change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like your fitness. You didn't go from a size 42 to a 34 overnight.
Yeah. That was a good 5-year journey there.
Absolutely.
And it's still going. And like the best part about fitness is it never stops.
Yep.
You're finding what works for you at each moment in your life. Like right now, I lift maybe 3 days a week, and I do mobility and stretching.
That's because he's an old man.
I'm only 43. I'm not old yet. But on top of the injuries and all the things I've gone through, I got to make sure my body moves if I want to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So
you make adjustments based on the needs of the situation.
Yeah. And with the mountain biking stuff, I'm not racing or anything anymore, but we go do these week-long trips and ride 3-4 hours a day and just beat myself up. I got to be able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, and if it's something that you enjoy and it brings meaningful awareness to that you're accomplishing what you want.
Yep.
It's in building your value of who you see yourself as. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the main things. If you have hobbies, stick with your hobbies. Find new hobbies. Find things to do. Work is not a hobby. Sitting around the house is not a hobby. Watching TV is not a hobby. Find things you can do that keep you going.
In one of the past episodes, we had a guy and we talked about creation. Yep. That a man needs to create things.
Yep.
And I don't think it's limited to like, I'm going to make this table in front of me, but like creating good friendships.
Yeah. It's like one of my values is continuous knowledge. Because I want to learn. I can teach that to others. And that's creation. So I'm creating a better person by learning this and teaching this person.
Bam. If you teach a man how to fish, he will eat forever. There was a great guy that said that. I'm going to let you figure out who that was. Now, if they want to find you on social media, they want some insight to you, how do they find you?
I'm on Instagram. It is mtbaz_fit. And that's about it.
Okay.
Right now.
So Instagram, it'll be in the links in the bios. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on. You're going to be on again. You're one of my best friends. So like you guys are going to see his face more often. He's all over my website. Yeah.
I like to talk, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be here as much as I can.
Yeah. Booyah, bro. I appreciate it. And I want to thank you for joining us at the Man Up and Own It podcast, where we help men deal with difficult situations and find opportunities for them to create the life that they desire.